Hey guys, doing a little like political commentary on my phone. Um, I would like to spawn on a issue that is not getting covered even by TYT because this is an issue with TYT. Um, and before we do this video, I wanted to preface this by saying I am not anti TYT. TYT and Secular Talk specifically have been a lot of my influences. They've been my influences, and and my descent from them isn't out of anger or out of disrespect. I still respect the hell out of them. I'll still watch their show. They're still really good intentioned people, and I understand why they did this. I understand why they did this. So let me backtrack. So Justice Demo Justice Democrats have been an organization to have the Bernie wing and the progressive wing of the Democratic Party take over the Democratic Party and fight for a living wage and fight for progressivism and fight for single payer. And this is a reaction out of Bernie Sanders' great campaign, which really illuminated these issues for the American public. So what happened? So Justice Democrats just endorsed their candidate, Alison Hartson, who I like, and in different circumstances, and I think like I would easily vote for her. She's a great candidate. I really like her. From her story, I fell in love with her. Not in that way, but like I just fell in love with her story. I think she's coming from the right place. But there's another candidate who's progressive. His name is David Hildenbrand, and David Hildenbrand, is, I wouldn't say he's more progressive than her. I don't think this is an issue of progressivism. I don't think this is an issue of politics. It's just this issue of identity politics, which in the primary in 2016, one thing that I loved about TYT is that they weren't sucking up to the identity politics that I'll just vote for Hillary Clinton just because she's a woman. She was like, yeah, she's a woman, and yeah, well, if there's a good woman who's gonna run, we'll back her. We'll back her with everything we got. If Tulsi Gabbard ran, if Elizabeth Warren ran, we would back her. And I agree with that point. I would back Tulsi Gabbard. I would put Elizabeth Warren in a second. And they were so against the identity politics that was run over Democratic Party. And same with Kyle Klinsky, same with Jimmy Dore, same with basically all the great progressives. All the great progressives, Tom Hartman. And David Hildenbrand, who I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, is a progressive. He described himself as a social democrat, and or democratic socialist, whatever. And he wants to bring change to California. He wants to get Dianne Feinstein out. So and why I'm pissed about this is not because I don't want a woman. It's honestly just because I don't want to split the progressive vote. Because we all know what happens when two candidates who have the same ideology run against each other. Because one side votes for David Hildenbrand, another side votes for Alison Hartson, and then Dianne Feinstein takes the lead in the election, and then Dianne Feinstein wins. Do we want Dianne Feinstein to win? No. We're all in agreement about that. We all want Dianne Feinstein fucking out. It's just that, like, you had a candidate. You had a candidate who was great. You had a great candidate, and you're not running her. and you had a great candidate, and you're not running him. You're not supporting him. You didn't support him. You waited until you could endorse a woman, which is the exact thing that the DNC did. And I'm disappointed. I'm not gonna stop watching TYT. This is an egregious crime. I'm disappointed because I don't think this is like a really big thing. This is gonna hurt you. You can't have your cake and eat it too. This is Alex signing off from Alex Khan.